Hello, everybody. Welcome to another gschultz9 live stream. I guess the first thing is always scary starting these things off. If people could just mention in the chat if you can hear me. I just want to make sure we got kind of crappy internet. I just want to make sure that you can see and hear what's going on. I'm sorry about clearing my throat. I'm not sick or anything. It's just I have this like constant like post-nasal drip. Nothing you want to like hear about, but it's the kind of thing that in the regular videos I can edit out. But when you're live, it is what it is. Magnus says, see and hear you loud and clear. Great. That's awesome. All right, and I do want to give a couple minutes to let people get in here, but obviously we're going to start talking and chatting. I'm glad we get 15 people at the start. Oh, Dub C, hello. I was saying hi to everybody in the chat in the pregame, but I didn't see you in there yet. So, welcome everybody. I know we have. I don't know. I'm gonna miss some people, but I know Smitty's here. He's actually been here for a few hours apparently, because he's got some work he's doing and has us on in the background. So, I'm really glad to have Smitty here. And the Magnus is here, and that's actually an important thing for this stream. It has something to do with that thumbnail that I posted for this one. It's a big part of the reason. It's the main part of the reason why I actually decided to do this tonight. 11 Interstellar Fighters here. Bus Stop is here. Chris Stivers. Tracy Phillips. He was in the chat, and I think he's going to be showing up later on. And Ordo Militaris Radio TV is here. And I see more people coming in. Brannigan, Colin. Welcome, everybody. And you can see this is something you don't really usually see on a MRE review channel or in the MRE community videos, usually a bunch of roses, but I guess we do have to mention the fact that it is 2 days before Valentine's Day. So I guess happy Valentine's Day to everybody coming up, everybody that celebrates it, as I always have to say with all the holidays. And I know we'll talk about that a little bit. There's something also from the thumbnail that's related to Valentine's Day that I'll mention. But what we're going to start with, I do want to mention that I did, in the last stream for New Year's Eve, it was the holiday special, and what I'm about to show you was part of the reason why we did that. It was supposed to be before Christmas, and for reasons beyond anyone's control, it had to be after Christmas. And I mentioned during that one that I did not take notes, and I kind of regretted doing that because I was kind of flying by the seat of my pants, and it was New Year's Eve, and I was having a couple libations, and I'm sure I missed some stuff that I wanted to talk about. So this one, I basically have a bunch of stuff I want to check off and make sure I get to, and I'm hoping that'll make it a bit more organized. I'm not planning on going, definitely not planning on going any longer than 2 hours is the standard hard stop on that. I have this idea in my head of being about an hour, but I also have a feeling that's not quite going to happen. Aaron Crafty 123, thank you very much. Hey G Schultz, I missed your MRE reviews. How are you doing today? I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well too. I do have to talk about that a little bit. I know every single one of these I do bring that up, but now I just lost my train of thought because we get the super chat. Thanks again very much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Let's see if anybody else is coming in here. Nehemiah, I hope I am pronouncing that right, Sanders. Henry MRE Rations, Wilder. Curious Pete, oh, Curious Pete. I'm pretty sure you're the one that mentioned it. I have my Desert Storm, which is also Desert Shield mug, which I believe you had mentioned in one of the Old Smoky live streams. So I just wanted to show you that and give you a little shout out for that. Capnessa 1228. Yeah, so what was I talking about? I guess we'll get right to the next thing because I need to deal with this because it is sort of making me feel a little bit sick. What we have is this nice looking package here. Oh, you know what? That was what I was going to mention. Mrs. gschultz9 is not here. She is with the younger one, the tiny creature. They're out... not sledding, I made that mistake earlier, tubing, they're snow tubing, and they're actually on their way back now. They're out with the little one's Girl Scout troop. So they're having a hard time, obviously, you know, they can't get together, they can't have regular meetings and stuff, so they're trying to find little activities and fun things that they can do. So they actually went out tubing today, which is pretty cool, and they're on their way back. They should be back sometime, I don't know, around 7:30, 7:45-ish, I would estimate. So for right now, it's just me. It's me and the little monster who's the older one. She is here, and she is willing to come out here, but I'm not going to force her to be part of the whole thing and be my.
When should you bring the guinea pigs out?
Yeah, pretty soon.
Just tell me when, okay?
Sure. Yeah, she's actually going to bring out a special guest star too. So Mrs. gschultz9 isn't here right now to be my moderator. Oh, Linda's here. Thank you for showing up, Linda. This is, I guess it's no reason not to mention that we have a lot of people from the community. I also put this on my regular Facebook page for friends and family and stuff. And Linda is one of my sisters, so that's kind of cool that I get all these people here, all these great people, and at least one of my sisters. I think there may be another one showing up too. Which, Linda, I wish you had been here for the New Year's Eve one, because I talked about our old New Year's Eve parties back in Farnham Street. You know, and we tried some interesting foods that were similar to the kind of stuff that Dad used to show up for, used to bring for that. James Rios, thank you very much for the super chat. What happened to y'all three kings of MRE was Gundog and Kiwi Dude, old fan from the beginning. I really appreciate the super chat, and I really appreciate the fan from the beginning. That's something worth talking about too. I probably should add that to my list. Yeah, it is strange times indeed, and I will try and get to that. You know what? Let me write that down. Make sure I do cover that. But I do have to start getting to some actual stuff. Let me see. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of trying to check out the chat. I don't know how Smokey and other people do this. So they really can kind of keep up with the chat. I mean, you do miss something, but once I start talking, I'm not even looking at the computer. Aaron Crafty, is that a second? That is a second. So thank you very much for another super chat. Look at this MRE from 1995, and it was in perfect condition, and I also bought a Canadian IMP. It was great. That's cool. Do you do videos, Aaron? I don't know if you have a channel and actually do reviews, because that would be cool to see a MRE from 95. That would be the tan ones. And Canadian IMPs are always great to see. So, anyway, it's a bit of a misleading kind of a thing, because I'm showing this package, because this is basically what I was expecting to get from the Magnus. Magnus, as I said, he's here. He lives in Sweden. He knows that I'm Swedish, and for the past few years, he's been sending a bunch of care packages. He sent a couple Swedish 24-hour rations for me to review, and I did those. Luckily, that was when I was still doing reviews, so I was able to do that. And then more lately, the last few years, he's been sending care packages around the holidays, which has been really cool. What does he call them? He calls them heritage packs, something like that, because it has a bunch of Swedish stuff in it, like honoring my Swedish heritage and his Swedishness. So this is the one that came last year, and there's usually some cool stuff in there. This is the one he sent, I think it was a couple years ago. It was this cool-looking tactical pouch, which is actually just the right size for a large beer can, one of the 16-ounce beer cans instead of the 12-ounce. You can put a 12-ounce one in too, but one of the main things in the package is usually a Swedish beer. As a matter of fact, I think every package he sent has had a Swedish beer, and they've all been different ones, which is really cool. So I've been saving the cans, because how do you not save a can for a beer from Sweden? As I say, this is the package that came last year. He let me know in November, I think it was like probably around Thanksgiving, maybe a little bit later, but basically he kind of like dropped a hint that he was sending something. And then he confirmed that he did send something, and then it didn't arrive. I waited, December rolled around, and it was like mid-December, and I was all ready to do a live stream, which was going to be the holiday show, the holiday special, and we're going to open it up live on the live stream, since I'm not doing the regular videos lately. And it didn't show up. It didn't show up by Christmas. It didn't show up by New Year's. So we went ahead and did a holiday special without the package. And I kind of forgot about it. You know, it was like, I guess it's not coming. I don't know what happened or why it's not coming, but I was in touch with Magnus. We went back and forth. And, hold on a second, let me just go back. Oh, Smokey's here. Hey, old Smokey, how you doing? Anything from Magnus will be good for sure. We will see about that in this case. I'm sure when he sent it, it was something good. But, anyway. Welcome, Smokey. It's great to see you here. I do want to mention something else too, but I keep getting off track, something about Smokey. I called the thumbnail, and in the thumbnail I mentioned 2020 Strikes Again. And it was because like now we're in 2021 and things are supposed to be getting better, but we're still in this whole situation and whatever. And it turns out that something from 2020 reminded us that the world is crap right now. The package finally showed up. It's probably a couple weeks ago now. It showed up and I didn't open it right away because I wanted to do it live on screen, and I had to set up a live stream, and this is when it happened. So I've been trying to dry it out, basically. It actually came, I gotta do this carefully, it came in this plastic bag here. It said, United States Postal Service, we care. Dear postal customer, we sincerely regret the damage to your mail during handling by the Postal Service, blah, 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 blah. And on the other side, I can drop off these things, they do have a couple little stickers saying, received in damaged condition. So according to that, I mean, it's just a sticker, but according to that, it must have been before it got to the US that it was damaged. And I've always been nervous about these because of what I already mentioned is usually in these. And this usually has a beer in there. And I've always been impressed that they've always shown up in perfect shape. So this one arrived damaged. It was sealed up. And I'm glad I finally, just a couple days ago, I took it out of the bag. I was going to leave it in the bag and do everything live, but then I realized it was still wet inside. So I kind of took it out so it could dry up a little bit. But it is, I think it is still kind of damp. And I think you can see on here it's moldy, which is not a good thing. So I think I'm going to borrow a line from another channel, which you may be familiar with, and I'm going to get this out onto a tray. But this is not nice. This is anything but nice. And we are going to go ahead, I'm not going to tease this for too long, we are going to go ahead and open this up because it doesn't smell good. It has a vague stale beer smell, but it's even more, wait a minute. That isn't another one from you, Aaron, is it? I'm working on getting some MREs from MRE. Oh, this is a, thank you again, Aaron. I'm sorry I keep missing these. I'm working on getting some MREs for my reviews. I just bought a full case of MREs, so that's a good thing for reviews. Probably going to do minis 1 to 24. That's cool. That was what Gundog was doing recently over the last couple of years, working his way right through. I always thought that would be a good idea, but I didn't have cases on hand. So I hope you get some good ones. Hope you get some fresh ones. That'd be cool. Inspection date of 2021, so that's perfect. So it's only 3 years old. gschultz9, why do you stop doing reviews? I'm going to get caught up in this stuff. Maybe some gloves. I was considering that, and I'm pretty close to putting on my mask that I wear outside every day because it doesn't smell too good. So, all right, like I said, it smells of mold and beer. I mean, beer should be a good thing, but in this case, it's not that great of a thing. And you can see one of the things I like about the getting these, in addition to what's inside of it, it obviously has these cool stamps on it. And it's fun getting a package, especially when it's a surprise package. Unfortunately, this one was just totally destroyed, and there's one stamp that is on it. Matter of fact, I guess I can probably just rip that out. Maybe I can actually save. I don't know. Probably not worth saving because it's moldy. And these packaging, it has this stuff in it. This actually is what it normally looks like. It's this instead of a bubble wrap, it's like this. I don't know what you'd call it. But why don't we see if we can get in here and see if there's anything left of this that can be salvaged. Most of the stuff I think will be, ugh, it smells, all right, so I said there's a beer smell, and there is. It also smells like dirt. It smells like you're out in a garden getting ready to plant something, which is probably that earthy smell from the beer. But yeah, let's get into this so I can clear this out and clean up the table a little bit before we actually get into some other food things. This is actually sad. I'm really sorry, Magnus. I really hate that this happened. I was so looking forward to getting this. This looks like they're covered in sugar, so I don't think that's mold. Magnus can confirm that that's what it's supposed to look like. But this is a sealed package, so I think this is fine. Malaco Jungle Ral. Interesting. It's obviously a Swedish product. Oh man, my fingers are already covered in mold. I'm hoping there's some English on here, but I don't see any. So my guess, judging by how they look, is that they're a they're hard too. A licorice, like a black licorice kind of a thing. Let's see if Magnus is saying anything. James Rios, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. I'm a respiratory therapist, and your videos kept me positive when I had COVID. Wow, wow. Miss your vids. Stay safe out there. Well, it sounds like you're on the mend, and you're better, James. So I'm glad to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that you had COVID. And I'm sorry I wasn't able to put out more videos. I guess I should, especially since it was a super chat, I should answer Aaron Crafty 123's question about why I stopped doing reviews. It was it's something that happens, you know. I mean, sometimes I never got burnt out, but sometimes it just you're not in that right place. And I think I have about 350 videos up. So I mean, I have definitely done a lot, and the community has really exploded so much over the last few years, and there's so many more people doing it. I don't want to say I don't feel like there's any need for me to be doing it, but there's a lot of knowledge out there, and a lot of people doing it. And the biggest thing was last year. It's actually a good thing that last year, it was actually a year ago last week, I started working full time again for the first time in many years, and that just took up the time. There's a lot of people out there who are putting out videos regularly, who also are working full time, raising families, and all this stuff, and I'm really impressed with that. I have not been able to do that, and the last regular video I did, or the last video that edited and everything, was a year ago. It was almost exactly a year ago. It was just before Valentine's Day. And it was the Ann and Alan Gooey butter cakes that Marilyn had sent to me as a surprise. And the last review I did was actually back in December. So I was kind of petering out a little bit. I started the job, and then a month later, the pandemic hit and everything shut down, and we were all home, and it just wasn't happening. So the good news is I never planned to stop making videos, and I still don't plan to stop making videos. I just have not made videos for over a year, and I do apologize for that. I've gotten a lot of comments because this is all I've been doing. I've done 6 live streams over a year, and I figure that's better than nothing. Instead of 0 videos over the year, at least there's 6, but they are live streams, and I know those are kind of hard to watch if you're not there live. I mean, who wants to sit down for 2 hours watching somebody talk, and you can't even interact with the chat like we can do tonight. But I figure it was better than nothing, and I've gotten a lot of comments on some of the videos saying, I'm not into the live stream. Sorry, I can't watch those. I wish you would do the regular videos. And I totally get that. Like I just said, I mean, I understand it's not the easiest thing to tune into a 2 hour, or to watch a replay of a 2 hour plus live stream. So I'm still here. And that's part of the reason for doing these, to indicate that I'm still here. And we've been having fun with this. We've been making it a family affair. This is the first time I've actually done one of these by myself. Well, like I said, the little monster is here, but I'm starting it off by myself anyway, because I don't really want everyone smelling this and being exposed to this mold and everything. But I hope that answers the question. We might talk about it some more. Just wondering if I send stuff to this Swedish expat, and if you have a decommissioned missile case. David Gregory, some good questions there. Thank you, Kevin. It's good to be online again. We've been really having a lot of fun with these, just doing these live streams. But now back to the package. Oh God, I think that I'm just gonna. We probably won't sample these tonight, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just clean these all off. Since they seem to be sealed, I can just wash the packages and they'll be just fine. And if there is any kind of compromise to the packages, it'll be obvious because the insides will be wet. So this is another one with the monkey. We haven't seen these before. This is something new. Magnus always sends something different. Zoo Original. Smagotis med pigd fruktig smack. And these are little red things. So these are tiny. I just wish I could open it, but I do want to be safe and clean them all up first. Oh, here's something. I wish this wasn't. I think I actually know what this one is. Oh God, it's getting worse, the smell. Oh man, this is depressing. This is actually still wet with the beer. Marabou. Oh, cookie dough. In English, actually, too. Made in Sweden. So this is like a chocolate with, it looks like little bits of cookie dough in it, like instead of having crisp rice or something like that. Best before. So there's plenty of time left before it goes bad, but if the packaging is compromised at all, that obviously is bad, but I think it's fine. It's just crushed up a little bit. I think this may have been trying to save the beer, and whatever caused the beer to explode, I think, also put pressure on this. I mean, they have these things in planes, and they have them in trucks and everything, and they're throwing packages on top of each other. And I think it was just a bit too much for this. Here we have the Yule scum. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And this is definitely a tradition. Magnus has sent these, and this looks kind of like the ones from last year, but I think they actually change them every year. And these are like a little, they're kind of weird. I hope it's just because they're old and it's not that they've gotten some badness in there. But they're like a little marshmallow treat. They're a little hard on the teeth because they're, they kind of, sorry. You have to kind of pull on them and they snap and they're pretty chewy, but they're yummy. And it's an old Swedish tradition, apparently. It's something for during Christmas time, which I was hoping to have this at, but it didn't work out that way. And here we have the star of the show. There's still some in it. And this is definitely one that I have not had. Maybe I can save the can. I don't know. It's definitely smushed. You could tell that it just, this is where the candy bar was, and it just kind of got compressed too much and came out somewhere. I better just put this in the sink because I can see this beer in the bottom of the bag. And unfortunately the bag, it's not quite sealed. It either came unsealed because of the pressure, or you can see the mold here. I see somebody say hi, Tracy. Oh, my sister Gail's here. Hey, Gail. Curious, I think I mentioned Curious Peeping. Yeah, that's because I showed him the mug. Once again, I'm sorry I'm not keeping up with this stuff. Yeah, Tracy is here. Hi, Tracy. Glad to have you here. Even though you said you'd show up late, it's not even that late. But we have a Grosshandlerens, which now is just plain old gross, but I'm sure it was great. And premium lager. Svensk tradition. Oh man, I wish I would have loved to have had this tonight, but oh well. Not gonna do that, and I'm not even gonna try and take out the last couple ounces and save that because that mold does not look very good. So let's get rid of this real quick. A few minutes, Minnie, okay? All right, sorry about the dead air, but I had to, while I was out there, I figured I'd wash my hands too. All right, let's finish this up so we can get rid of this bag. Some more stuff down here. These are a little bit further away from the beer, and they actually don't look as bad. It looks like it must have been in this direction, so like most of when it spilled out, it came down this way. I mean, maybe the stuff in the back isn't even bad. Oh, it's another Yule scum. Oh, now this is, all right, this is very different. This is sticky from the beer, and it smells. But this is what I expected, so I'm glad this one actually opened up first because I was expecting these little Santa Claus marshmallows. And this one is also Yule scum. This must be, maybe this is the one for 2020. And these are little green and white, I don't know, they're not trees. They look more like flowers or stars or something. I don't know if anybody can read what that says. Unfortunately, I'm using my phone, so I can't use Google Translate. But what is Nahet? I know God Jul is Merry Christmas. I'm not sure what Nahet means. I don't know. Let's see. There's ingredients. Doesn't exactly explain it. I don't know if Magnus is... I hope you're still here, Magnus, and maybe he's explaining a little bit about what these are in the chat. He had said he was willing to do some, have me call him on Messenger, and I probably should have done that, but I don't know. I think we'll just do it as we're doing it, and I just feel so bad about it anyway. Oh, look at this. There's another one. It's also sticky. A little less mold, but a lot more stickiness. Yule scum, number 1, 2, 3. So this is a great package. It's such a depressing thing that, maybe what we'll do is, this one actually, it does have the date 2020 on it, so it does have the year on it. Blabba, I wonder if that's blueberry. Yeah, that makes sense. Blabba, blueberry. And it's showing blueberry. So these ones are blueberry flavored, and these look like they are the Santa ones too. So we get like the standard pink and white ones, and then we have these blueberry ones. So that'll be cool. I don't see any problem with these. They're still soft in the package, so I think the packages haven't been compromised. Oh no, here's the card. I hope this is. Oh, it's a shame. This Santa. This is really sad. Hopefully, I can at least read it though. Let me see. I can't even open it. And it's starting to flake apart and everything. I'm gonna, yeah, it's a message from Magnus, and hope you all are well, the Magnus. I'm gonna try and operate on this later on, but thank you so much, Magnus. Appreciate it as always. I'll do a little cheer to you with the old coffee mug that you sent, one of the first packages. I think that is it. Let me just confirm that, because these bags are pretty heavy. So yeah, that's it. Now we will. I'm not even gonna try and save this stamp. I don't think. I was hoping to, but I got the other ones. And it's moldy. So that was the special package from Magnus, which was originally going to be the highlight of the holiday special video. Ooh, this is all going all over the place. You know, I'm not even gonna. Well, I do have to put it away because it stinks. Hey, Minnie, do you want to bring them out? Because I actually need to do a little cleaning up, and that would be kind of good. So we mentioned in the previous video, I think it was the first time that we knew this was happening, that we have new members of the family, and we actually have 6 living in our little apartment instead of 4. But the 2 new additions are actually not humans; they're guinea pigs. The tiny creature was begging for pets for a long time, and she did a bunch of research, and she originally settled on a snake, which was an interesting choice. And it looked like we were going to get a snake, and then she was looking at some other stuff. The snake ended up not being a good idea for one reason or another. And she decided on guinea pigs. So Mrs. gschultz9 helped her find some at the MSPCA, Mass Society for the Protection of Cruelty to Animals. And we got the I gotta get rid of this stuff. We got them in the middle of November. So we've had them for about 2.5 months now. Actually, almost 3 months now. And they're kind of getting to be at home. So little Mas is going to bring out one now, so you can say hi to them.
Oh, yeah.
To it.
Ready? It's a towel. Yeah. Woo, woo. Yeah.
Oh, you can put it right in.
Hey, baby.
So this one is Coco. Hey Coco, sorry, I just need to wash my hands. Let me try my hands here. So you can see they're pretty good. We didn't really know what to expect from them, but they have gotten pretty used to the girls, and they let the girls pick them up and they sit with them. Like we'll watch TV with them on their laps, and they're just the cutest things. I know people don't come to these community videos for roses, like we had at the beginning of the video, and they don't come for cuteness. But we really did have to kind of show you guys this because it is so cute. So anyway, their names are Samoa. That's the one that's not here. And this one was Oreo, which you can see why. And I think that it sounds like that's a pretty standard name for
all guinea pigs in the world are named
yeah.
are named Oreo.
That does seem to be the case. And the reason why this one is not called Oreo, even though it was called Oreo, is because we have neighbors 2 floors down from us that have a guinea pig, and her name is Oreo. So the little creature wanted to change the name. So this is Coco, which is actually short for coconut.
Yeah.
But I think of it as like cocoa, like hot cocoa.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's kind of cute.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess part of the reason is because I don't like coconut.
Oh, yeah.
So, sorry, I'm not trying to scare you, coconut. I just want to get rid of I just call them coconut.
I know. I've never called them coconut before.
So, anyway.
Do you think you're going to leave? Yeah? Well, you're not.
Out small. Do you want to try and have them both out at the same time, or do you want to do
Oh,
them at
both?
a time?
Sure.
This
we can
was
show how.
Not actually on the list, but it seemed like it was a fun thing to do.
Him?
Yeah, I think so. I'll just make sure he doesn't go this way.
Yeah. If
Maybe.
he
Oh, you know what? Let me get a little romaine.
Okay, but if he escapes, you can just like, hi.
As long as he doesn't jump off the table, we'll be okay.
Yeah, he should be fine. Hi. He's like, ooh, good idea. Jump off the table.
And one of the ongoing little jokes of these live streams is the kale thing. When we started doing them, Mrs. gschultz9 brought up having kale. Like we were checking out rations and all this like shelf-stable processed foods, and she was like saying, "I got to get some kale on me." And as it turns out, now we're actually buying more kale than ever. Right now, we don't have any. We ran out, but looks like Coco's a little bit on the nervous side. But she is going to get the other one, and we'll show you that, and then we'll start I don't know, eating and drinking some stuff, I think. Oh, I think I see Marilyn's here. Oh, you know what's weird? I'm not used to seeing Marilyn's name not in blue because she's always at the old Smoky live streams as a moderator. But hello, Marilyn. Welcome. I'm going to be mentioning the Gooey butter cakes pretty soon. This is Xeno Saga, Edward Valdez. I'm missing all kinds of stuff. I think I mentioned Dove Seagull. You making some noise? That's more if you're hungry. Don't even think about it. So they're both boys, which we basically had to get two of the same sex if we're going to get more than one because we didn't want to have millions of them. And they mostly get along. They do some funny things, which sometimes they border on being like vaguely sexual. I think.
I know they look sexual, but it's a dominance thing. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah, there you go. All right, that's a good way to put it.
I mean,
I'm not
up.
saying
I did
that,
look it up. I was a little concerned at first. Also, I was concerned because Smo was getting big, and I thought he was pregnant. And I was like,
oh, that's funny.
so yeah.
So here, this is Samoa, and that's Coco. So it's kind of an unplanned little special guest thing, but hopefully people don't mind seeing guinea pigs. And no, we're not going to eat them. I know it's a channel where we do food. And
someone comes on.
I know there are places where they eat guinea pigs, but we're definitely not going to be eating these. These are definitely just pets. So don't worry, we're not going to eat you.
They're so scared.
Yeah, I think they're in a slightly different environment. They're hearing me talking a lot, and they're like, "This isn't somebody's lap. What's going on here?" Now they're not moving, which is one of the things that they like to do.
You have little paws. Yes, you do.
The tiny creature actually, one of the things I was worried about with these things is you're supposed to clip their toenails, which to me is like, how do you do that with, like, basically, I mean, it's domesticated but a wild animal. And we spent, what was it, an hour and a half a couple weeks ago. I thought the video was frozen. Trying to figure out how to do that, and the tiny creature did it. They have 4 toes on their front paws and only 3 on their back paws, so it was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it was 14, so it was 28 little snips. So I was proud of her for doing that, because I don't know if I could have done that. And hopefully it'll become routine. It's quite a bit of work for these things. You have to get them, they have to be fed all the time, a few times a day, and they're have to be, the worst part is cleaning of the cage. But we kind of have a system, which I don't know if it's great, but it works.
Yeah, it could be better.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll adjust it over time. Those are our guinea pigs, our new pets.
Hi.
You guys want to go back home? No, not exactly. I was kind of hoping that they would get a little comfortable and start chasing each other around, but they probably shouldn't do that up on the table.
Yeah.
Just to hear the noises more than anything. But right now they've been pretty quiet.
If I put them next to each other.
Can try. Force. There you go.
There we go. Nope. They're like chickens and birds and helicopters and what else are they?
I'm not sure if I missed anybody else. I hope I haven't missed any super chats. I don't think so. I think it would.
And pigs. They are like pigs.
Boop. Little piggies.
They
yeah,
look
what's
like
the sad
giant
face for? I
mice.
didn't see that. It was the the family. Oh, the family. I don't know if you just got here, but I guess it's worth repeating
Don't go
stuff from the beginning if people are showing up. The rest of the family's here. Obviously, you can hear the little monsters here. Who's
What's
the older
little
one?
monster?
No, I don't.
Okay then.
Tying in.
Should I put them back?
Mini. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll get some more.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Yeah, she's here, and which you obviously can tell.
If you want me to come back out.
And the other ones, I see Christopher's already answered that. They're tubing. They actually went out with the tiny ones, Girl Scout troop, to do some tubing in the snow. Out at is it in the Neshoba? I'm not sure it was, but they went out somewhere, and they are on their way back, and they probably will be back in the next few minutes. So it is still a family thing. It's just the family's not here. Boy, what else am I missing here? So much Swedish candy. Maybe it will be away from diabetes. That's right, Levin. Gail, did you see you saw the Swedish stuff, right? I don't want to bring it back in because it all smells pretty bad. But other than the can of beer, everything seems like it's fine. And unfortunately, the card too is also. I'm hoping I'll be able to at least get it open so I can read it. But thank you so much, Magnus. I hope you're still here. I know Magnus is joining us from Sweden, where I believe it's 2 a.m. Now it's it'll be 2:30 if I'm not mistaken, which I could be. So he may not be able to stay for the whole thing. Just open it. Oh, I'm going back a little bit. I say open it, just open it. All right, well, let me see. Let me see if I can open it. I just didn't want to damage it, but let me, it's out in the kitchen. This would have been so nice to put up on our door where we put all our Christmas and holiday cards. And oh, okay. All right, we're gonna have more people here pretty soon. It is gonna be a family affair. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, the G crew. Here it is. Oh shoot, it's something pack. It must be the something pack. Something with the something pack from Sweden. I went a bit something this year. I don't know if I went overboard or something. Still, I won't disappoint. There is one item this year that is real hardcore Swedish. Uh-oh, not hockey puck level. That YouTubers have struggled with. Uh-oh, wait. Oh, so let me see. There's something that YouTubers have struggled with. I was thinking he was talking about what's the fish thing, which he has sent me before, but I actually wasn't able to. I was not brave enough to actually to try it out. The surströmming. That's what I was thinking. But there's something else. It must be one of the. Oh, I bet it's the black licorice thing. Thank you, Magnus. I'm glad I at least got to look at that and could read most of it. I'm guessing you're talking about one of these, and I'm guessing it's this because the black licorice tends to be kind of a tough thing. Is this what you're referring to as something that people have been having a hard time with on YouTube? Let's see if he answers that. And I wish I could open it now, but I do have to get the mold off of it. Yeah, you can see right in the corner here, it's got mold right on it. But I hear the elevator, so I think, I mean, it could be somebody else, but I think we may have more people joining us. Let me just clean this off a little more and get something else out here because we're already 40 minutes in. My screen just went green. I hope they didn't happen to you guys. One second. All right, as the smell gets better, we can start talking about food. And why don't we get something on the screen? Well, we just mentioned this. It occurred to me, I don't know if anybody's done any videos on this. I haven't really been watching that many videos lately. But it occurred to me that this year, in addition to not being 2020, there is actually something worth celebrating this year. And it's the fact that the MRE was introduced in 1981, which means that this year they are 40 years old. I know they were tested earlier. They were obviously developed probably in the late 70s. And I think some people may have even found some, Steve probably has, or knows somebody who has some like test MREs pre-mainline before they really, went out in production, and they were just like testing them out from like 1980. But 1981 was when they really first started rolling out in the production lines. And hello.
Hi.
Hi. How was it?
It was incredible.
Cool. Awesome. I'll keep talking while you guys make yourselves at home. So we have the rest of the family here, which is good. They made it back safe. And I am not keeping up with the chat. Gail says hi, Mrs. S. I guess it should be Mrs. G. Oh, and Renee's here, I think. I know Marilyn was. Yeah, there's Renee. Hi, Renee. Fordman777. I'm sorry, anybody that I'm missing. Sunshine Side of Life 77.
We were watching you.
Booger butt.
Yeah, we
when
heard
Oh,
we were
really?
on the highway.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
We heard everything you said.
Yeah.
Oops.
Hi
Are we
everyone.
talking about you? Oh, MadJack815. Thank you for the super chat. Hello from Northern California.
What are you gonna serve? Because I am starving.
Oh, good.
Sandwich.
You must be if you're like considering eating this kind of stuff. Well, you can have some
Sandwich.
of that,
What's
which I
that?
haven't brought out yet.
Ugh.
Rush put out Moving Pictures 1981 as well. James Rios, thank you for another super chat. There's a second one. Thank you for that. And it's funny that you say that because I don't know if it was because of an anniversary, but it popped up. Rush popped up on Spotify today for some reason, and I listened to a bunch of. I think was it Moving Pictures or was it? What's the one that has YYZ on it? I think it was, whatever it was. I listened to like half of the album today, and just kind of randomly. R.I.P. Neil Peart. Rest in peace, definitely. Magnus says, "Hey, Mrs. G."
Hey, Magnus.
Dub C says, "Hey, Has." I don't know. We have GRIM.
Crack open some food, man.
And Smokey's here too. Smokey says, "I'll be live tomorrow night with a brand new, never before seen ration from Minotaur." Cool. We'll also be having a B unit, so if anybody wants to show up,
This?
be glad to have you. Start time will be 8 o'clock. Don't touch that. That's coming up. Curious Pizza says, "Hi, Mrs. GS9." Smokey, yeah, I'm going to try and be there tomorrow night. I have a hard time. I usually end up getting in there late, but last week I was actually there early and I had to leave midway through. But yeah, Smokey streams. He's been an inspiration to me, and I know he's actually encouraged me to do these more often, but I don't quite feel like I have it down yet as far as what to do with these things. But Smokey's a great. He's always reviewing, and he's actually reviewing stuff too. Unlike me, a lot of times we just kind of like vamp for a couple hours and talk about things and don't really get to any reviews. I am hoping to maybe do some reviewing tonight, so we'll have to get to that soon. And Mrs. gschultz9 is starving, so she needs to eat something, and apparently is even considering eating rations. But old Smokey is talking about the Minotaur, and it's a good point to mention that if you go to MREnation.com and order from them, you can use, I believe it's still good, you can use my discount code of GS10 to get 10% off your order. Or if you want, you can use Smokey's. I think it's OS10, if I'm not mistaken. And that's old Smokey's discount code. Either way, you get 10% off. And I know Smokey also has a code from foreignmre.com. So if you go to foreignmre.com and order some MREs or some First Strike rations, which apparently they've got some new ones, you can use the code OldSmokey10 to get $10 off of your order. So I probably should put that in the description somewhere. But yeah, thank you for joining us, Smokey. I really appreciate you being here. Sorry I'm not keeping up with the other thing, but as I was saying, 1981 was the year that the MRE was officially introduced. We're not going to take a look at this one right now. I think Steve actually sent me this one. This one is menu number 11, ham slices. And I don't know the year of it. It'd be really cool to have a 1981 MRE. Smokey, do you have any MREs from 1981? I'm trying to think who might. I don't think I ever have done one. I think the earliest I did was 83, possibly 82, but I don't think so. I think 83 was probably the earliest one I've ever reviewed. But a couple interesting things about 1981 and the introduction of the MRE is that my brother joined the Marines in 1981 when he graduated high school. And he actually was there. I think they were still using C rations when he first went in, and then they started using MREs. And I remember him coming home and telling me about them. He's like, "Yeah, there's this new ration," and I didn't really know what to think of that. But he actually brought me home one time, and it probably was a 1981 one because it may have been 1982, but it's probably from 1981. So my first ever MRE was actually when they were brand new. So like nowadays you can find people eating 1983, 1984 MREs that are almost 40 years old, but that was a brand new one. And that was in the days when they had those nice, really hearty crackers with the salt on them. So I just wanted to sort of commemorate that, the fact that it's been 40 years. And while we're on, well, it's not on that subject, it's a completely different subject, but I mentioned it's also almost Valentine's Day, and it's a little late to order, but Ann and Alan Baking Company, they make the Gooey butter cakes. And Marilyn, who is here in the chat, hopefully she's still here. I think she is. I just said hi to Mrs. G, so she must still be here. That's Marilyn's company, and she has generously sent me some Gooey butter cakes over the past couple of years. And as I had mentioned, the last regular video that I made, as meaning one that was actually edited, was just before Valentine's Day last year. I can't believe it was a whole year ago, and it was a couple of butter cakes, and one of them was in the shape of a heart, so it was like for Valentine's Day. But they're great for any day, right?
Oh God, yeah.
Mrs. gschultz9's here, and she has tried them, and she probably would refer to them as being.
Some for me to eat right now.
She probably would refer to them as being evil. No, I don't. We don't have any left over from the last time we got some, which is quite a few months ago. But the last time Marilyn sent some, she also sent these, which I didn't realize they have. they have this gooey butter cake mix, so you can actually make your own. And I was hoping to have one of these available for the stream, but Mrs. gschultz9 went ahead and made one of these a couple weeks ago, and it's kind of funny because I thought it was really cool when these things showed up. But you actually have to add a few things. You actually have to have some cream cheese, some vanilla extract, unsalted butter, and some eggs, which nothing really rare or hard to find there. But I was kind of hoping it was just a thing where you just open it up and put water in, and there it is. But there's a reason for that, because it actually makes a pretty amazing cake, right? Any input?
My mouth is full because
right.
I'm starving.
Well, get something to eat. I mean,
I have food in my mouth.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really have like. I don't know. Anyway, so she made it up a couple weeks ago, and I was talking about freezing it. And she's like, "No, don't do that." If you look on the gschultz9 Facebook page, there's actually 2 pictures of it, and it's kind of cool because it's not just like a brownie mix where you just make a brownie and you have a brownie, which is really cool. It actually makes this cake. It has a crust, and it has the filling. To me, it actually has 3 things, because when it bakes, it actually has this like crispy, kind of crackly crust on the top of it. And you can see it here. And so the thing went really fast. It was made like on a Friday night, and by Saturday it was halfway gone, and then it was like just a little bit left. And I actually swiped the last couple pieces and wrapped them up and put them in the freezer, because I knew I'd be doing a live stream at some point, and I wanted to at least showcase them. So this is what they look like. You can see them fresh in the pictures I put on Facebook, but this is after a couple weeks in the freezer. They're still really, really soft. They're still basically gooey. And you can see it has this little crust on the bottom, this chocolatey crust, which you probably can't see because of the light. And then in the middle is the cake itself, and then on the top it kind of crusts up like this, and it gets all like crunchy, and it's really cool. And it has a little bit of powdered sugar that I believe actually came with it. You put that on the top. So to commemorate the 40th birthday of the MRE, and to enjoy these last little bits of the gooey butter cake, I figure, we'll just do a little. We won't sing it because it's corny. I did quite a few years ago. I did a video when I had a wheat snack bread that I realized was exactly 5 years old when I looked at the date code, and I made a video where it's embarrassing to say, but I sang happy birthday to a wheat snack bread. So I'm not going to do that this time, but I am going to light a candle using some MRE matches, because that will help get rid of the smell of the moldy beer and stuff from that package. So happy birthday to the MRE. 40 years this year. Does anybody want to sing happy birthday?
Sure.
Really?
Happy birthday.
All right. Ready?
No, I don't.
Happy birthday to you. Join in. I thought you said yes. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear MRE. Happy birthday to you. And many more. All right, you want a little gooey butter cake? I know
Yep.
it's dessert.
I absolutely do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so what do we have? It's time for a libation. And I do have a few beers. If I can reach around here. I do have Narragansett. I've mentioned in the past that Narragansett is my favorite beer. Basically, any cheap beer, and the cheaper it is, the more I like it. Any cheaper is my favorite beer. But Narragansett I really love, partially because it's like kind of local, and it was featured in Jaws. But I will say this about it. As much as I love it the most when it's in the retro 1975 Jaws can, which I've featured before. And this is a more modern one, and it has this thing for the winter, which is kind of cute. But I actually like the taste better when it's in those other cans. I had mentioned to Smitty in the pre-show that I had something for the Canadians here. I don't know if there's any other Canadians here, but Smitty is still here. Oh, what did you say? Tired Canadian bang.
You want me to heat this?
If you want, do you want to?
Yes.
I'll show it. All right, sorry, I have to interrupt because I have one can left of the Chef Boyardee throwback recipe, which apparently has gone the way of the dinosaur. I have not seen it at the stores, and I believe it was. It seemed like it was supposed to be a temporary thing. What do you call that? And apparently it was because they're not around anymore. And Mrs. gschultz9 is obviously starving because she is willing to heat this up. So I don't know if everybody's seen my comparing the throwback recipe to the modern recipe, but I guess we're going to have a little beefaroni, which I wasn't sure if we were, but she saw the can sitting there. So where was I? The Narragansett. Yeah, I do love Narragansett. Smitty, as I said, you may be the only Canadian here at the moment. But last night when we were at the Packy, I did pick up a 6-pack of Molson Canadian. So we're definitely going to have some of that tonight. Yeah, but I do have one other thing too. I had mentioned in the last stream, another topic of conversation, which we may not have time for, is the show Cobra Kai. I don't know how many people have seen that, based on the old Karate Kid movies. But in that one, Johnny from Cobra Kai, in almost every episode, he's drinking Coors. And me and the Little Monsters, we really like the show, right? Yes? She's not going to say anything. And I was watching it, and I was like, I got to get some Coors. And for some reason, Coors has been really hard to find around here. I don't think it's gone into like some kind of like high demand because of the show, but for whatever reason, I can't find it. I went to like 5 different Packies around here, various stores that have alcohol, and everybody had Cobra Kai is amazing. I agree, Dub C. I totally agree. We actually we just finished season 1 for the second time. We went through the whole series, and then we watched the 3 original movies, and now we're starting it again. What was I talking about? So I went, and everybody had Coors Light. I mean, the Silver Bullet, and I like Coors Light. I don't have any problem with it, but I wasn't looking for Coors Light. I was looking for the Banquet. They had Coors Light, and they had the new seltzers. I don't know if everybody likes the seltzers, but I think it's like kind of, to me, it's crazy. Dub C's ready for season 4. We are too. We finished up season 3, and we're kind of regretting finishing it because there's nothing else to watch. But the seltzers, the Bud seltzers, Bud Light seltzers, and the Coors Light seltzers, to me, that's not. It's they're probably good. I don't like seltzer in general, so that's part of the problem. But to me, it's like Budweiser isn't a seltzer, so I don't know. They're just putting their name to it. Yeah, I'm sure they're fine, but I was looking for the regular Coors, so I went to like 5 or 6 different places. One place in town actually had the little stubby bottles, and those are in the show too. So I did get a 6-pack of those, but I still couldn't find the cans. And finally, a couple of weeks ago, I went to Target, of all places, and they had it. So I got a 12-pack. I actually had to go today again and get another 12-pack. But so I'm happy. I got the Banquet. And I guess I was gonna have this while we're doing the video, but in honor of all the Canadians in the community, and the fact that I haven't had a Molson Canadian in a long time. We actually went to Canada a couple years ago, and I bought some up there, so that was kind of cool. But let me crack into that, because I still have kind of a bad taste in my mouth from the smell of that package. I opened the Magnus package.
Okay, I'm starting to feel more like myself.
Okay. Oh, in that case, are you ready to have a beverage?
Yes.
Mrs. gschultz9 took a hiatus from drinking in, cool, you're doing that. In January. I forget the reasoning, but she did do that. And so when we were at the Packy last night, what did I get? Did I get anything? I don't think I got anything.
No.
But we got some wine from Mrs. G. And this was like perfect for the live stream. I guess I'm assuming she's going to try this now. House wine. It's an original red blend. And look at the can. Isn't that funny? There's like all kinds of like cool cans and bottles. I don't drink wine. I basically just drink cheap beer, like I said. But there's so many like craft beers that have cool names and cool bottles and cool graphics and everything. And the same with the wines, especially now that they come in cans. And so we just had to get this for the live stream. So here you go.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, she'll be back for it. But cheers to everybody. I wish I had a Swedish. There's the Tiny Creatures Subway sub that she's having for dinner.
I needed my glasses.
She's not having shelf stable.
I can't see. So it's original red blend. All right.
I've been talking a lot. I needed something to drink.
So, are you making something to eat? Like, what's the plan? Like, I have been so.
All right. Well.
Whatever. I've been working, and I have been.
That's right. It's Friday.
Yeah, doing nothing.
This isn't a ration, but let me crack this out.
So I have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah, this isn't a ration, but let me crack this out because I was thinking about it from the last stream.
This is interesting.
We were trying a bunch of like kooky weird sort of foods. Not rations really, but there was a couple of rations we did, ration elements we did, but we were doing like Vienna sausages, and we were talking about spam, which we did in the video before that. Yeah, is it? It's good.
It's
I know it's
super
not your-
dangerous because it's got the wide mouth. I don't know, like a can. You don't normally drink wine through in a can, so you're just tipping it back. This could go
I'm
wrong
surprised you're
really
drinking out of
quick.
the can and you haven't.
I
broken
like.
out a-
I can't even tell
wanna
you.
use the,
I'm not
the Magnus cup?
cold. I'm not cold, but I think just the intensity of like being outside for 2 hours and rushing there, rushing whatever. I'm like, feed me. I'm famished.
Yeah.
I've been out in the wild. I've been in a parking lot, standing there waiting for the girls to.
Yeah, sorry, I knew you weren't necessarily crazy about this kind of food, so I didn't really have anything ready. But I was planning on actually doing this, and that could be the next thing we get to.
Okay. What is
In the last stream, we were eating a bunch of weird stuff, and one of the things was a can of deviled ham, which is like one of those weird retro kind of things, like how is ham deviled, you know? But it basically it was like this really soft kind of, not like a pate because it wasn't even like solid. It was like somebody took some ham and put it in a blender,
Is that your description of it?
more or less. But it had this sort of sweetness to it, and it was very salty, and it basically reminded me of ham salad. And so for Super Bowl Sunday, which, you know, this is actually getting a little bit old now, but I think it's still okay. We actually bought some ham salad just randomly. We went to the supermarket to get a couple things, and it was Super Bowl Sunday. We're like, oh, let's get this, and we get snacks and all kinds of fun stuff. And one of the things we got was some ham salad. So obviously we've been eating it, but do a quick review going back to I was going to buy some more deviled ham, but I was the only one that ate that. Most of us tried it, but most of us didn't want to have any more. So I about half the can, I guess, but even then it was a little bit too much. So this is basically the same thing. I think I do kind of wish I had some to compare it to, but this is basically the same thing that was, except it has. See if I can get that to focus. It's not really focusing.
Chef Boyardee's ready.
Oh, I forgot about that. What was I saying? It has this green stuff in it, which is basically relish. And it's funny because I actually don't. One thing I don't like about salads is in like tuna salad, chicken salad, ham salad, is and I always hate to. I'm embarrassed to say this, but I don't like onions. I don't like onions and peppers and mushrooms, and it's usually like onions or peppers and some of those things. And this like kind of feels like it, and the greenness almost looks like it's like peppers, but it's just relish apparently. So it has that taste that the devil's ham had with the saltiness, but the relish adds like a little bit of sweetness. That's pretty good. Mrs. G, if you want to make a sandwich with this, you can.
Yeah.
But this is ready to eat.
Yeah, what, the ham salad?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I already ate some of that.
Oh, okay. I can't believe this is like, I don't want to say historic, but Mrs. G is like so hungry that she's already had some ham salad. She's looking forward to trying some ration. A couple years ago, we actually did a MRE review together. It was a Valentine's Day one. I don't know if anybody remembers that. For Valentine's Day. And now she's about to eat some Chef Boyardee.
You know what the weird thing about this is that I'm going to probably either my digestive system is going to go into shock.
That could happen.
And I'll probably just want like kale all day tomorrow.
I mentioned kale already. Well, the guinea pigs made an appearance.
We saw them. We were watching them while we were driving.
You said you were watching.
Yeah. I mean, I was driving. I was listening. I wasn't watching.
That's right, Linda, Mrs. G drinking on an empty stomach. That was a good idea.
Yeah.
Taking in some mango seltzer.
Mm.
Yeah, you like the seltzer. Gail, have you had the
Gail likes
the bud and the Coors ones?
Yeah, she likes
I mean,
those.
every company has them now. It's the thing. It's like last year it was all about the rosé. This year it's all.
We saw 2 rats downstairs.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, on our way
Oh
in.
yeah. Is that worth mentioning?
There were 2 rats in the trash bins. Blech. It was so gross.
Well, we'll see what they think of that package they're going to be throwing in there from that package from Sweden. It's all moldy and gross. So that should help. So, all right, well, let's actually do a little reviewing. Something we don't really do on these live streams too much. But during the last one, I was mentioning One of the things I haven't gotten around to during this unplanned hiatus from reviewing is XMRE has Halal MREs now. And it's actually pretty cool because they have the U.S. government does have the genuine ones, which it doesn't actually say on it, but this is a genuine MRE. It looks like it's says meal individual, so it's like the old font of the tan bags, and it also kind of resembles TOTM in the fact that it's clear. It also resembles Sapaco commercial one, but these are actually government ordered or government supplied halal meals, chicken and vegetables. And as we've seen with these, they really only have a shelf life of about a year, which is weird for an MRE, but it's because of these silver packages. I don't know why they don't just put them in retort pouches, but the snacks don't tend to last too long. And I think, excuse me, to me, the entrees should be okay. I know Steve had mentioned that they have a shorter life too. I don't know exactly how much. I'm going to probably, if I ever get back to reviews, try and review one of these. This one I think is from it's from 2014? I thought it was later than that. So now this one is actually like 7 years old. So it would be interesting. I know that these are bad, but it'd be interesting to see how the entree holds up. The thing about the XMRE one is they're the only commercial company that I'm aware of. They say that on their website, and I'm pretty sure it's true. They're the only commercial company that makes a commercial halal MRE. We opened this up last time. I was hoping, I'm sorry, this actually isn't going to be the best. I was hoping this was going to be that sag chole one
Oh, I love that
with
one.
lamb. And I can't find that one. I think we didn't open it. I think we only opened one. So unfortunately, this is going to be the most boring one in the entire case
Why?
because it is plain oatmeal.
Oh.
So
Well, that's what I'm going to eat right now?
yeah,
Okay.
unless you want to save it for breakfast. No, there's no reason to do that.
No, that's actually
And
good.
for a little bit of fireworks, the last video, I don't know how many people were here in the SAR, but we had that bottle of that bottle of champagne, with the cork that self popped. That was pretty funny. So this one's for a little bit of action. We're gonna do these XMRE flameless ration heaters. Can you? What is that?
Oh, it's a piece of little dude that
Nope.
fell off. But what happened?
Sorry, we have a little family emergency. Would you mind giving me just a couple ounces of water?
Well, honey,
like
we
4
can-
ounces.
It doesn't look like it fell off.
Go. I was gonna use it for something else.
Well, I can fill it back up.
Anyway, so these XMRE flameless ration heaters are really cool, and this one is now 3 years old, but it should still work. They're the heating elements separate and in a sealed pouch, and we'll see why in a second for anyone who hasn't seen these. And you just throw that right into the bag, and you throw your entree in. I don't think we need to heat anything else in there. And the tortillas, I'll just keep them near there to get them warm. And then you put in about 4 ounces of water, which I have 10 ounces here, so I'm just going to kind of guess here. And I'm going to spill a little bit. That's probably good. And I had a paper
Can I
towel.
comment on your chat?
Yeah, I guess you'd be commenting as me, but if you want to. And then you just seal this up. I need a, oh, you know what? We have a napkin in the accessory pack. So you put the water in, and then you just make sure that the water gets into the heating element, and it has a little hole here. This is something you wouldn't want to see in a MRE flameless ration heater.
Oh.
But the reason that is because if that wasn't there, this whole thing would pop, it would just
Oh,
explode.
that is so cool.
And I don't know if you can hear it, but the water is actually boiling. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
So it like instantly heats up to like 1 billion degrees. Not
I heard
not
it
a
bef-
scientific thing, but
I heard it before I saw the
uh,
steam.
and then it comes down a little bit, but it gets up a lot higher. Flameless ration heater. This is called a flameless meal heater, but the flameless ration heaters are not intended to cook anything. They take a lot of heat. Don't mind the pun. For not being all that great, but they're not meant to cook anything. They're just meant to warm up food that's already ready to eat, as an MRE, meal ready to eat. But these are like those ones, the ones that I had reviewed quite a few years ago, which I think the company's out of business, but that you can actually cook an egg with these. You can cook like fish, like if you're out fishing, camping or whatever, you could throw a little like fillet of fish in here, and it would actually cook it. It did hard boil an egg. I did a cold weather test of it, and it was more like soft boiled, so it didn't quite do it. But I think if it was in a warm environment, it would. But we'll let this heat up a little bit, and actually, this will give us a chance to break out a tray. It's been so long since I've done a review. I actually couldn't find my regular tray, and this is the second one. So luckily, I just happen to have two of them on hand. And this feels a little rushed, but I know Mrs. G is needing something to eat.
Oh, I forgot I had wine.
Yeah, especially since she's still drinking the wine. You know, I could have put the cheese spread in there too, but I'll just need that. So we have, I didn't even go through all the components because we did that last month, but for anybody who wasn't here, we have the wonderful Halal plain oatmeal. That is the title, the name of this one, because it's the entree. And one thing about these that I find weird is that this, to me, is a genuine U.S. MRE component, but it's not a halal component. And it's the same with all of these. And the reason I brought this out is because everything in here, including the packaging, has the little symbol, the little seal saying Islamic Services America, certifying that it's halal. And each component has that too, including the entree. So, I mean, you can obviously slap that on anything, and you know who's going to say, but this is inspected by US, so it's kind of official. But the XMRE ones, they have all these standard MRE components, which is great to see. You know, I love the fact that they're real MRE components in a commercial MRE, but none of them, including the entree, which I didn't show you, sorry, but you have to trust me, none of them actually say that it's halal certified. So I guess you just have to trust them, and you know, I don't know what makes this came off of the production line with all the other things, and most of them went into the MREs, and these went into the halal MREs. And there's nothing on it indicating. I don't know if it's just because of ingredients that they're not verboten ingredients or what. But the website does say that everything is certified halal. It's not just called halal, but it's certified halal. I just don't know. You know, I mean, you trust that or you don't. I guess it's up to everybody. But I need to get this. This was chilly, so it does need some kneading. And I usually do this off screen and edit it out, but we're live.
What are you editing out?
I'm kneading some cheese spread.
Knead away.
And I didn't tell you the rest of the stuff that's in this. So this also has an Irish cream cappuccino instant powder, which you do find in MREs, but you also usually find another drink, like a beverage powder, fruit beverage powder type of thing. And this doesn't. This is the only drink that came in this one. We have tortillas. And from what I've seen of these XMRE halals, most of them come with pilot crackers. I just want to highlight this steam a little bit to show you how this thing is still like going like
That's
mad.
amazing. Can you ever reuse them, or
and
is
actually-
it like you just use it for the one
It's
thing?
a one use thing.
single use.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get that to balance on there a little bit, just to warm up the. And these tortillas are chipotle. So.
Wait, chipotle tortillas with oatmeal.
Ah.
Okay, so
Yeah, doesn't that go good?
the chat, there's a little side conversation Marilyn started. Oh, Linda, you have a super chat.
Oh, thank you, Linda.
Linda's such a cute little
Appreciate it with the cute
box
little
or whatever that is.
Valentine's thing, as we keep mentioning. It's Valentine's Day coming up.
Yeah, the people were kind of chatting back and forth about what they liked on oatmeal. So for me, this is not going to come as a surprise to anyone. I put kale on my oatmeal.
Okay.
Have done kale. Not as a regular thing. Like, I prefer a savory. Actually, it doesn't matter. I'll eat it anyway, sweet or savory, but I prefer a savory breakfast if I can. And so I have oatmeal with kale on top, and that lemon pepper spice that I get.
Cheers.
And what else do we put? Butter. Marilyn said she puts butter. Butter makes everything better.
I'm usually asleep when you're
I
doing all this.
agree. What?
I'm usually asleep when you're doing all this. I don't eat breakfast.
Yeah, and that's like
For she's,
my idea of fun. Yeah, what else do I put? Have I done cheese before? Maybe, but I don't like to start my day with that much dairy. But yeah, the butter, salt and pepper, lemon pepper, and kale is my idea of fun with oatmeal. That's so weird. Why am I saying it out loud? That's the wine talking.
Well, it's
I
Yeah,
confessed all my
it's the
weird.
we know that here that you're a kale fan. It always comes up. It has to come up as part of a gschultz9 live stream when it's a family one. And I was telling people that who had Mrs. G talks about kale on the gschultz9 English sheet. Anybody doing a drinking game? That could be a good one. What I think. Let's see. What could be a good drinking game for me if I say hut instead of hot?
No.
Hut. Okay, that flame expression here finally got quiet. Yeah, I don't really. I mean, I'm glad you're here and that you have all this healthy stuff because otherwise, who knows what I would be eating. But we gotta get the rest of these things. Chocolate pudding dessert powder, which is actually interesting because the genuine ones do usually have a pudding in them, but they're actually a ready-to-eat pudding, which I don't think it's as good, but it is ready to eat, which is what an MRE is supposed to be. So I'm gonna have to add water to this, and we have the Irish cream cappuccino instant powder. I suppose I should look at the dates on these two. This is a 2018 MRE. Where did I put the bag? Instead of just saying that, what I'm gonna show you. It was actually came out 2 days or 1 day before 2017, and it is 7354, or not quite, but at the very end of 2017. So basically, I consider this a 2018 one. And this is from 343rd, 49th day of 2015, so a couple years old. And it's always interesting to look on the commercial ones. I know sometimes these date codes can be boring for people, but this is impressive. The chocolate pudding dessert powder was from 7/3/24, so that's very close to the actual packaging date. That to me is actually pretty impressive. I'll have to look when we pull the entree out to see what that one is. But generally, if it's not one of the three companies that makes the genuine MREs, if it's like XMRE or Meal Kit Supply, or what's the other one? The one I've never had. Anyway, they usually tend to have more slightly outdated components, especially the entrees. So we'll still have to check that. But of course, this one isn't a genuine MRE entree because it's in that silver foil. I hope it's still good, but how bad can oatmeal get? Well, I say that, but I had that Meal Kit Supply apple maple oatmeal a couple years ago, and I poured it out and it was like liquid, and it was not good.
So they're ready?
Yeah, it must be about ready. Would you mind? Yeah.
What do you want?
I need more water.
More?
Yeah. Can you get me 4 ounces? I know there's more than that in there, but.
Yeah.
All right, I can use that. Here, take a whiff of this. So this is the tortillas, but instead of just regular tortillas, they're chipotle.
Spicy.
So we can have that with some
You want 4
cheese
ounces
sauce.
exactly? You want me? So this is
No,
about-
that's all right. That's all right. It doesn't really matter.
This is about 5
I'm gonna
ounces.
warm
You want me to pour
warm the
out?
cheese sauce a little bit on there.
Oh,
No, that's
wrong.
okay.
That's 6 ounces.
That's okay. I'm gonna start with the dessert powder because that is more complicated. And this is the one thing that's nice about those ready-to-eat pre-made dessert chocolate pudding, not powder obviously, is that you just open it up and eat it. This takes some work because you have to add the water. What did you say it was?
It's 6 ounces.
A little bit over 6. So, and this does say 4, right? Yeah. It's okay if it's a little bit extra. And these aren't the pouches like this one that can zip up, having the little zip top on it. So you actually have to try to close it up yourself so you can mix it, and you want to close it good because you have to mix it well and shake it for like about a minute. So that's kind of what I wanted to get to this because we'll be doing that for a little while.
Curious Pete said this ration looks like a 2 a.m. drunken cravings. So random.
It does kind of. That is sometimes
I would
that's a
agree.
problem with the commercial ones is they do tend to. Well, some of the genuine ones they tend to be. It doesn't seem like they're thought out that well. Some of the things that they put tortillas with, and some of the things they don't put tortillas with that you think they would. But let me give this a good shake.
So the last time we went tubing, do you remember me telling you about the food truck that was there and that had fried dough?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't go there at all. We brought our own cocoa.
Oh, really? They were there again?
We brought leftover Girl Scout cookies from last year.
Oh, really? From Dave?
Yeah.
That's cool.
But that's why I'm so hungry. We didn't get.
Oh, I was going to tell you that Dub C said hi, but you already
I see
responded.
Dub. On it. So what are you supposed to put in the chipotle?
Ford man's fixing his supper. I must have made him hungry.
Yeah, exactly.
What happened to what?
What are you gonna put in the chipotle?
I'm
Is
going to
that the
put
cheese
some,
thing?
yeah. I just need to make sure that
This
this
is
is...
kind of random. I agree. So oatmeal, cheese on a tortilla. Random or not? What are you shaking?
the pudding. So
Oh.
you really have to actually make this pudding, which
Yeah, you're.
it's a
making
little
it
bit
right.
annoying, but that's enough. It's
Yes.
pretty close to a
There
minute.
you
Yeah, I wasn't doing something else. If it sounded like it, but yeah, I should have done it a little bit more.
Oh, it's perfect.
It's
That's awesome.
usually a little bit more solid than that, but that's fine.
I mean, this is a live TV, man.
Yeah, how long do you want to hear me shaking a...
Not very.
Pudding
long.
pouch.
That was annoying. It was like right near my ear.
All right, there's still some more in there, but yeah, the tortillas are now not warm. I had them a little bit
Yeah,
warm. 4 ounces in this, please. Thank you.
you're obsessed with 4 ounces. What the heck?
Oh, that actually, I just had that sitting on there for a little bit, but it made it quite warm, and it's a little bit steamy. So, I haven't had cheese spread in a while. It's one of those things that you kind of like get sick of, but then if you don't have it for a while, you can kind of wish you had some.
You're 4 ounces.
And thank you.
sir.
And this is the 1 ounce cheese spread, which they switched to from the 1.5 ounce. I don't know why that extra half ounce was deemed unnecessary, but apparently it was. Oh, you know what? I should have made a heart. Oh well.
Oh, do it again, or move the strings. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Anyway, here you go. His.
Oh, watch your sleeve. You can get in the
No,
pudding.
no. Here's a little cheese burrito for you. I'll give us each half.
Okay.
Get you started.
Thank you.
Live TV. Forget some things.
Oh wow. Okay. You can tell how hungry I am because I really like this.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Oh my god, you made like a Picasso face with it once it fell.
Wait, I thought you were getting 4 ounces.
I did get 4 ounces.
You're going 2.
Oops. I also did not have my glasses on when I was verifying that.
Yeah, you've been drinking on an empty stomach.
No. My stomach was not empty. I mean, true. It was empty, but not that empty. I had water. I had a lot of water before.
All right, the Irish cream cappuccino instant powder. And this is going to take another good shake. I don't think you have to shake it for a minute, but to give it a good shake anyway. And this, I think you're gonna like this actually.
All right. So do you want to hear what my thoughts are about the tortilla?
Definitely. Yeah, I didn't even mention
I'm
mine.
glad you warmed it up because it just makes it a little bit more. I think a softer tortilla definitely had kick in it. To it, whatever.
Sorry, I'm gonna do some more shaking. Mm-hmm.
And I like the way that you. I like the way you knead your cheese, and I like that.
I bet you do.
And I liked how it kind of went with the tortilla because I don't know how I would eat the tortilla. Maybe with eggs, but like, yeah, there's not eggs in this MRE. So, what are MRE eggs like anyway? I mean, I know that's not in this.
Yeah, there aren't really too many that have them. There was the omelets, also known as the vomlets, were probably the only thing that really featured eggs. There was never really like a scrambled egg thing or something like that. So the less said about that, the better, really. But yeah, the tortillas originally MREs back in the brown bag days, and for quite a few years after, they
Oh jeez! Oh lord!
they all came with not this color, but they all came with crackers. I just happen to have some here. So, so all MREs originally came with crackers. Some people have complaints about the wheat snack bread and the tortillas, but the thing that's nice about it is that they have given people a variety. So instead of everything having crackers and getting sick of crackers, they introduced the wheat snack bread, which was sort of an odd thing, but it was something different. And sometimes they have wheat snack bread twin pack, you know, the little thin ones, so you can have like the beef patty, make a burger out of it without having to have two full wheat snack breads. And then they introduced the tortillas. They have the regular flour ones, and then they have these chipotle ones. So it's nice to have like different options. And there's even been other things too. The breadsticks, Italian breadsticks, which I don't know if they still make. I think they do. And unfortunately, one thing that they don't make is the biscuit. That was something I thought was pretty cool. And they only featured it in a couple things, so they got rid of it. But let us check out the
You love biscuits.
Irish cream cappuccino, and then we'll
What?
get to our main. Huh?
I totally spaced out when you were shaking that thing up.
You didn't know what it was?
I have no idea what it was.
It's Irish cream cappuccino instant powder.
Ooh, yummy.
And I would put it in here, but I want to put something hot in here because, to use that word hot. Let's see. I guess we'll just put it in there. So this is actually a Swedish coffee cup from Magnus that he sent me a few years ago. Little folding camping cup. And I'll let you try that. I probably should have asked, but you can actually have this hot or cold.
Oh, yeah.
And I always have it cold because I don't really drink hot drinks in general. But you might have appreciated it hot.
No, that's tasty.
And I did heat up some water too.
Oh, I like that. That's yummy.
That's everything, right? That was
Now
all.
that actually tastes like a Girl Scout Thin Mint, which we were also talking about in the chat.
Alrighty, yeah, I'm missing the chat, but all right. So this thing is done, and it'll give us a chance to check out the date code, which was 7054. So this is early in 2017. So this is 4 years old, which is not a great thing. But let's see. Hopefully, it's not liquid. And it's just oatmeal, and plain oatmeal doesn't have the apple and the maple and stuff to go bad. So with any luck, it's just fine. And what would you do, other than kale, what would you do with this being plain oatmeal? Would you
So-
put sugar in it, or?
Yeah, like brown sugar or maple syrup. Let me smell it. What does it smell like?
Doesn't smell bad, which is a good thing. It smells. It has that oat smell, like the dry
Yeah.
stuff.
A little bit more earthy though. I don't know.
Yeah, to me it has a little bit of a I don't want to say chemical, but it does. You can sort of tell that it's processed. I mean, it's not processed. I mean, it's oats, but you can tell that it's a like a shelf stable kind of a thing. It probably has. That is really hot. Those things are very effective. I'm not going to worry about getting every bit of it out, especially because I'm probably beating this. And the accessory pack, one thing we didn't go over. This is basically it. The Irish cappuccino, the pudding. Ow, man, that's hot. The tortillas and the cheese, and then the oatmeal. So this is obviously a breakfast menu.
Yeah, it's really dense, isn't it?
Let me just give it a quick try. Basically, I'm not really into oatmeal, but just to make sure that it's okay before subjecting the wife to it. Yeah, I mean, I can tell it's fine by the consistency, the fact that it's not liquid like that other one was. Yeah, it's got a little bit of it seems to have a little bit of a sweetness to it. I just realized that the bag has the the pouch didn't have any information on it, but this actually does have
Oh wait,
the ingredients.
there's something sweet in this.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. It tastes a little bit sweet.
Oh, I'm
So let's
not
see.
really listening to you.
Yeah. Yeah,
I was watching
what else
the
is
chat.
new?
Oh, I was watching the chat.
Ingredients for the plain oatmeal: water, oats, sugar, sweet cream, which doesn't seem like it would
Yeah.
last forever. Contains 2% or less of guar gum, soy lecithin, natural flavor, maltodextrin, modified cornstarch, glycerol. Oh boy, I don't even know what that is. Corn syrup, natural flavor, sugar, salt. What is this? Triacetin, something like that. So, oats and then a bunch of like weird little things, but yeah, it does have a slight little sweetness to it, which actually isn't bad for me because to me, I'm
I
not
was thinking it
an
might
oatmeal
have
fan.
apples in it. No. No, it
Nope.
doesn't. Oh, how funny! I just got a clump of something then. I don't know what was in it.
Maybe the
It could
fact
have
that
been
I
the
was,
sugar, the corn syrup.
yeah, maybe the fact that I was mentioning the apple maple oatmeal made you.
Oh, there's
Subconsciously.
cornstarch in it. Oh, so it could have been like a clump of cornstarch.
It's not bad.
No, it's really tasty.
Um,
Can I try the pudding?
yeah, I was gonna actually ask, and I actually have a second spoon, so
Aw,
so
it's
people
so
aren't worried that we're
romantic.
both eating out of the same spoon.
Aw.
We were eating
Even
out the
though we
same
did.
spoon, but we didn't have to be. I'm going to
Alright.
try some of this cappuccino. Cappuccino.
Pudding is tasty.
Mm. That's good too.
This is what I would do. I'm gonna.
Oh, look at this.
Mix.
Gun dogging it up.
Mm-hmm.
Chocolate oatmeal.
Mm-hmm.
I have to admit, I probably wouldn't do that,
That's a good combo.
but now I'm going to try it.
Try it. Try it. It's good.
I like the MRE pudding. Yeah, it's like instant pudding, and you know me,
Yes, I know. You just bought the second box of pudding.
because I'm the only one that eats it. Let's try chocolate oatmeal. Who's had that before? A dessert oatmeal. Interesting combination. Wow, we made short work of that tortilla, didn't we?
Did we?
You ate your half?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, mine's hiding.
I was gonna say you got distracted. What else is there?
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. So that wasn't bad. It was a pretty good commercial MRE. You know, some kooky combinations of foods and stuff, but the cheese spread was good on the the chipotle tortillas. You like that, right? I don't think we exactly discussed that. What was your thoughts again
The
about
cheese
the?
spread?
Yeah, and the tortilla, especially the
Oh.
tortilla, because of the fact that it's chipotle. I figured you would appreciate that. No.
Yeah, I did. I'm just like I remember exactly what I said.
Well, you can try some more if you want.
All right.
I should have probably heated this a little bit more.
Yeah, Zeno asked if it was something like chocolate chip pancakes. Yes, it is.
That's a good way to put it. Actually, yeah, and the maple sausage patty, that probably wouldn't be a bad idea to put. Oh, it doesn't come with the chocolate pudding, but maybe putting a little chocolate pudding on the maple muffin top. Yeah, that's what it was. That would probably be interesting and make it taste like a chocolate chip pancake.
Oh my gosh, watching you spread that thing is hilarious.
Don't-
All right,
well,
so
yeah, I don't
let's see.
usually do that. I'll be right back while you give your.
Okay, so
Thoughts?
here's my take again on Chipotle. I'm glad I'm glad that you warmed the tortillas, although they're a little chilled now, so they're not as tasty.
Yeah, by the time we got to them.
Yeah. I would definitely recommend warming the tortillas. The addition of the cheese is like a salty, delightful
That's not bad.
combo with these chipotle tortillas, which do bring the heat. Yeah, no, it's good. I like it. Yeah, no, I was just gonna ask what's in the cheese. I don't need to know. Don't
Oh
tell
boy,
me.
yeah, I can show you the whole list if you
No,
want.
don't tell me.
They look at it from a distance. That's what's in the
Please.
cheese.
Oh my god.
It's a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's upside down. But the I didn't really talk about the oatmeal. I mentioned the fact that it has some sweetness, which helps me. I could eat this, but it's, you know me, it's the texture thing.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that's interesting about this, how would you consider this as far as how it's cooked? Because you can see the little oat things are like little, almost like little balls. And when you eat it, it's not crunchy, but there's sort of like squishy little.
Well, it's texture.
Yeah.
It's the oats. What
But
do
if it
you
was like overcooked, it would all just be like really soft, right?
Yeah, but more like mush. I don't.
Yeah, and that wouldn't be good, right? So I mean, it's.
Yeah, no, I think it's perfect.
Mhm.
I mean, you need the texture. Let me try it again. And I do really think I'll have it. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have it plain to see what you're talking about, texture-wise. Okay. I see it. It's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
it's fluffy and there's a lot of sugar in it, so that is helping
Mhm.
maintain that texture. But yeah, no, it's really good. Although preferable when you have it with the chocolate, I think.
Nope, wrong one.
Yeah. No, that's really good. I like this. I'm glad you chose this.
Cool. I mean, I figured you'd be disappointed it wasn't the sag chole with lamb, which is understandable because sag chole with lamb, plain oatmeal. It doesn't seem like much of a contest, but yeah, it's not bad. And I wouldn't have really thought that. I did see on the website. I don't know if it's still true, but apparently this must have been the BLD case that comes with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So it comes with 4 breakfast, 4 lunches, and 4 dinners. Or apparently I don't know. Like I said, they're always changing stuff at XMRE. I don't know if it's still true, but you can have it where it's just like the lunch and dinner ones, or just the dinner ones, whatever it is. So you can skip the breakfast ones. It was really cool when MREs first introduced breakfast menus because they never had it before. So you would have to have, like spaghetti with meat sauce or beef roast or something like that for breakfast. So it was nice that they actually added some, but they're not always hits. Like the omelet was not very popular. I think the sausage gravy wasn't a really popular one, but and oatmeal was never part of the regular MREs. I know Meal Kit Supply, when they first came out, they did the hello outdoor tactical, you're fine. Was there some reason why you wouldn't have been fine? I hope not. Oh, how are you doing? Oh, sorry. Oh, Sharon.
Sharon.
Oh, I'm glad you can make it, Sharon, and thank you very much. Happy 40th to the MRE. I'm glad to see you made it, Sharon. I forgot what I was talking about. What the heck was it? Meal Kit Supply used to have. They're the ones. They're the first ones I think of anywhere that had the apple maple oatmeal. And then I can't remember if it was. I think for a little while it was in the MREs too. But I think it's time to break into a banquet. We had that Molson Canadian, which was delicious.
Your nephew's on, William.
No, William's watching too. Hey, William, how you doing? I'm glad you could join us. I hope this isn't too kooky. That's a little bit different kind of thing, but welcome. And I wish I was. 4 minutes 77 said, "Wait, Ikea has a cafeteria." I missed that conversation, but we could talk about the Ikea cafeterias.
Gosh. We were so bummed. Like, we just needed an outing like a number of months ago, so we went to Ikea. And we were so bummed. This probably was an obvious thing to occur in COVID for them to shut down the cafeteria, but it didn't occur to me that the cafeteria would be shut down. And remember, we went and I was just like, gasping. No meatballs today?
Yeah, it's
sad day.
It's a fun place. It's good food. I wouldn't say it's like great food, but it's good food, and they have Swedish meatballs, and it's really cheap, which is
exactly.
They
It's
add
like
all that.
$4.99 for dinner. A plate of meatballs and
I forget what all it comes with, but yeah, it's a good thing. So, I'll be right back.
Oh
I
boy,
gotta wash my hands.
so fastidious.
Oh, I didn't even have beefaroni. Oh, what did you think of the beefaroni?
What beefaroni? Oh yeah, I ate that like a while ago. Yeah, it was good. It's total comfort food. I mean, that is.
And you probably haven't had beefaroni in a long time, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's
So-
been a very, very long time.
I don't know how many people here have had it, but this is the throwback recipe.
What's
And
the
I did.
updated recipe?
What's that? Oh, it's well, I didn't really know what the difference would be, but when I saw these, I had to get some, and I had to do a video to compare the two.
My stomach is making so much noise. I can't even.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have a rough night.
It's in overdrive.
You started off drinking on an empty stomach, and then you've been eating Chef Boyardee beefaroni, ham salad, plain oatmeal from an MRE, powdered MRE pudding, chocolate pudding, chipotle tortillas with MRE cheese sauce. I don't even know what all else.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
But,
gosh. Gail, you are going to Ikea for your first time ever. Oh my
Whoa,
gosh.
really?
We have to talk,
Yeah,
girl.
we should talk.
Oh man.
I'm gonna reheat this.
I can't even tell
but
you.
I'm gonna have some of this. But anyway, yeah, I used to like, you say comfort food. And I would like to every once in a great while just get some beefaroni. That was my favorite Chef Boyardee, but any of them were like tasty. As a kid, it was like a treat to get that. We used to like have on a Saturday before watching the monster movies that came on at 1 o'clock. And so I would get some and I would have it and it'd be like, oh, this is gonna be a fun nostalgic thing. And it was always like, that wasn't all that great. and I didn't realize that they had changed the recipe over the years. And it had, no, you don't have the can handy, do you? They had added all the new stuff like the the high fructose corn syrup. I think let me see what the can says. But it actually is different. Like to you, obviously this just tastes like crappy Chef Boyardee stuff. But if you had the regular one, I think you would actually prefer this. Let's see, what do they have? It says more meat, more cheese, more goodness. And it actually does have real cheese in it, too. So see, tomatoes, the first ingredient. Tomato puree, water enriched pasta. Wait, no, I'm sorry. Tomatoes, which is tomato puree and water. The second ingredient is water, not water enriched pasta. Enriched pasta with durum wheat, semolina, reduced iron, thiamine, mononitrate, vitamin B1. So a lot less stuff than the new ones have, riboflavin. And the next one is beef, less than 2% of salt. And it has sugar. That's the thing. It actually has sugar instead of high fructose corn syrup. Romano cheese from cow's milk, part skim milk, cheese cultures, salt, enzymes, olive oil, dried garlic, dried onion, beef broth, spice, citric acid. And I believe in the new ones, I think it just said, it just says spices, and it's just as random. I don't know if I can get that to focus, but anyway, it's considering it's Chef Boyardee, it's more like wholesome and more real ingredients. I don't know how many people here have had a chance to try it, but like I said, I think it's gone now. Which is a shame. It was more expensive than the regular stuff, but I would get it. If I was going to get Chef Boyardee, I would definitely try some more. Let's see, what else was I going to try? I need to turn on the water, heat that up.
Okay, Gail, I have to impart my wisdom. So while Glenn's heating that up, yes, I totally agree with Curious Pete. And arrive like half an hour before it opens.
Oh, Ikea.
And go in because the cafeteria. Well, check the times in the cafeteria because
Are you done with
COVID
this?
is weird. Yeah, you can have that.
I'm going to try a little
So go in,
salad on here.
get your bearings, go to the cafeteria first, have a coffee and a little breakfast thing in their cafeteria.
If it's open.
If it's open, that's what I'm saying. So you gotta check beforehand. And then shop the first level, and then you have to have lunch. And then when you're done with lunch, then go down to the marketplace.
That doesn't go all that great.
This is like an important step, two-step process. And yes, get the meatballs, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would recommend that. I mean, that's like a big part of the trip, is getting the meatballs. Let me see.
I love that this has turned into an IKEA love fest. It's all because of you, Magnus.
This is not kale. All right, what else haven't I mentioned?
I don't think Swedes know what kale is. I mean, maybe modern day Swedes. I don't know. What do you think, Magnus?
Oh, did I mention? Shoot, when we were talking about the gooey butter cakes, and actually we still have that for dessert because we still have that little leftover from the 40th birthday celebration. Park Avenue. Shoot, is it Park Avenue Coffee? I believe that's the website.
Smitty's out of here.
Well, Smitty, thanks for joining us. I know you were here early, so I appreciate that.
Oh my god, you gotta go back and read all the funny stuff Smitty wrote.
Oh yeah. It was a pleasure having you here, Smitty. I really appreciate you being here.
We're talking about IKEA.
Okay.
Did you cover everything on your list?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
But we're getting there. It's pretty good, and we're at 20:09. So yeah, we'll still be able to. Let's just go for the 2 hours. What the heck? I was gonna try and make it shorter, but I think that'll work because
Stomach.
unless you have to leave too.
I may have to leave.
You know what? I had these on. I don't know. I guess we'll save these. I had these on the thumbnail too. There was a
What's all that stuff? I took my contacts out, so now I can't see.
There's one each cookie, oatmeal cookie and granola bar.
Oh,
These are from.
Open it.
These are from I believe this is from a Ration Cold Weather. I think Steve sent this to me. It has a date code of
Oh, it's not
9361.
part of this one.
I think it's 2009. No, this is from a really a more rare ration. And I don't know when I'm ever going to get around to doing something with a video with these, so I might as well just go ahead and open it. And this is an old. Actually, I'll open this too because we are celebrating the 40th birthday, and this is a chocolate covered cookie. It's so hard to read that. But these are one of the ones from the original MREs. Has a date code of 0169, so it must be 1990. Yeah.
Old Smoky asked if the throwback
This is
beef
more
Ferrari was
30s.
good. I thought it
yeah.
was good.
I do have a video of the review of it.
Oh, you did a separate. Oh, you did a comparison.
Yeah, I think so. I did it as a blog too, but I think the video is first. And yeah, I don't know if for who likes Chef Boyardee and who doesn't, and whether you can find this stuff now or not. But if you like Chef Boyardee, I'm pretty sure you would like the throwback stuff, especially if you're older like me and you actually used to eat what apparently was probably the throwback stuff when it was new, and it was just what it was. Because like if you've been disappointed in Chef Boyardee lately, it's not so much that your tastes have changed; it's that the product has changed. And I don't know if you heard what I was saying because I think you left when I was reading the ingredients, but it has real sugar in it. It's kind of like the Mexican Coke and stuff. You know, they instead of the high fructose corn syrup, they actually use sugar. And it has real like cheeses in it. Like they actually list the Romano cheese and everything instead of just like saying like cheese.
Ooh, it's authentic.
Yeah. Whoa.
Marilyn!
Oh, you gotta be kidding me, Marilyn. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I saw that one.
Oh my
We love you guys.
gosh.
We love you too, and we love
you, Marilyn.
we love the gooey butter cakes.
Yes, we do.
And actually, what a perfect moment.
Marilyn, you will die laughing. Glenn was so excited that I was making one of the I forget what I was making. Was it the brownies? Anyway, whatever it was, whatever I was making, Glenn was so excited. And then and the girls and I took down like 3/4 of the cake or the brownie mix, whatever it was, in like half a day. And he was so annoyed with us. He was really, really upset. But that's what happens when you grow up in a big family. You're just...
Yeah, this stuff.
You always get the last of everything, and he's like, again.
Which is why I saved a little bit. But yeah, so I'm talking about a bunch of different things now. But this stuff is, as far as this stuff goes, if you don't hate canned pasta, and we talk about that. We talk about how the MREs, spaghetti with meat sauce, is basically like a canned spaghetti, and that's what it tastes like. So you either like that or you don't. But if you do like this kind of stuff, this is better than the regular stuff.
Proof. See?
And I like it. So that's just me, but whatever. But Mrs. G appreciated it too. So we get that, and to celebrate Marilyn and her super chat, is the remnants of the, was it double chocolate? Oh, yeah, double chocolate gooey butter cake that we made ourselves using the.
Oh, wait a minute. That's the box? You saved the box?
Yeah.
That's not a cake mix in there.
No.
Oh. I thought
It
that
actually-
was another. That just is really disappointing. Because I was like, oh, okay, we can make another one. That's the one we made.
Yes.
That you got angry with us because we.
And you threw the box out, and I rescued it because I wanted to have it for the video. And this actually does have stuff that was supposed to be for the video. Because we did all that stuff for the last one. I was actually going to do
Oh my gosh.
premium chunk chicken breast in a can, but we'll do that another time.
So where did the cake come from? Did you freeze
And
it?
this is that ham from earlier, and this was in the thumbnail too. Yeah, so you guys were going through it. I was having some too, and there was like 2 little pieces left in the corner of in the pan. And I was like, oh my god, I want to do a live stream, and I want to mention the butter cakes. And I was kind of thinking we'd do it before Valentine's Day, like earlier than this, and it would be a great time to say, get some gooey butter cakes for Valentine's. And so I grabbed the last couple of pieces and I wrapped them in plastic and threw them in the back of the freezer so you wouldn't find them. And they're still, I mean, they definitely freeze good. I mean, I know that's one of the things about the butter cakes is they're supposed to be good for like, I think it's a couple months. I mean, I think it'd be longer, but you got to be safe and not say like, 10 months and have it be all freezer burned or something. As MTF, I hope I'm saying that right. Love your videos, brother. Keep up the good work. From Jordan. Wow, I don't know if I think that's the first time we've had Jordan.
We've had obviously we've had Sweden. We have usually we have somebody from Canada, a couple people. We've had South Africa. I don't think we've ever had Jordan before. So thank you so much, Aslan, for joining us. I don't. What time is it in Jordan? It's probably even. Would it be later than it is in Sweden?
Yes.
No, thank you for joining us. I really appreciate that. Curious Pizza is only 5 Ikeas between Pennsylvania and Ohio. We're lucky we have one. It's within an hour of us, right? Stoughton. Yeah, so I mean, that's lucky. If you don't have it, then.
My first one I went to was
It's
in
a rare thing,
Philadelphia. Then when I moved back home, then I would go to the New Jersey one. Then they put one in Connecticut. I've been to many.
Yeah. So, back to this. I was going to say something else, and I do want to start trying to wrapping things up a little bit.
3:45 in the morning.
3:45. Wow. Thank you for staying up.
Early
I appreciate
morning.
that.
Early morning, late night, whatever.
I hope this has been worth staying up for.
I will not be staying out until 3:45. Oh my gosh.
So this is cookie bar, chocolate covered, and oh, it actually does have a date code on it. I did think I mentioned that 0169. So that, oh yeah, you can see that I think. So that would be 1990. And you can see there's some delamination going on here. This one I actually am a little bit concerned about because the seal may not be perfect. The vacuum sealing doesn't seem to be as tight as it was. I've had this for a couple years, and it actually did have a nice tight seal.
Flying Fox says hi.
No, Blind Fox. I was just saying South Africa, and now we're here in 3:45 in South Africa. So we're getting all over the world. We got people here. It's awesome.
Oh my gosh. I think your
I don't
family needs
think
to have a reunion
I don't think you're gonna
at
hear.
Ikea.
There might have been a little bit of a release there, which is a good sign. But anyway, these this is a classic. This is perfect. I should have put the candle on this. This is a classic MRE. Oh God, if it's not all broken, classic MRE.
Is it
Oh
cookie?
boy,
It doesn't smell good.
no, I'm not gonna. I don't think you're gonna have this. I'm gonna try a little bit, but
You are?
just a little bit. Yeah, I did. I think the seal failed.
How old do you think it is?
But anyway, these are. I loved getting these when I was actually in the army. When these were actually a new thing, and this difference of opinion, it's either great or terrible. But to me, it was always a treat. Like I like sweets anyway, so it was cool getting this cookie bar with the chocolate over it. It was like it's kind of like waxy chocolate, and you can see it's not really like that now. Actually, it doesn't smell bad. I mean, it doesn't smell rancid.
What did
It
you
just
smell
doesn't
when you
smell-
smelled the container?
It doesn't.
Ew.
It's not
Yeah,
fresh.
No,
It's.
no, I know what you mean.
But it doesn't smell rancid or anything. I'm gonna give it a little bit of try. But that would be a good thing to put the. Let me see if I can put the candle on and. Sorry.
Yeah, Magnus made a joke about being the Swede in an American Ikea. Magnus, yeah, you should come over to America and be like.
That's more appropriate to have that on the cookie bar than
You
to
should
have it
give-
on the thing for the
you
40th
should-
birthday.
You should give tours of Ikea as a Swede in America. That'd be hilarious.
But this doesn't have nuts in it or anything, so there's nothing really to go rancid or anything. So I'm just gonna give this a little. It's probably fine.
Famous last words.
Mhm. Let's see how it reacts to my mouth. So that's 31 years old itself.
Oh boy.
And yeah, don't try it. I'm
Are
getting
you okay?
I'm getting that
Tingly?
along the sides of the tongue.
Oh boy.
Right when I was about to say I think it's fine, I started getting that. So yeah, I'm not gonna have any more of that. It's unfortunate, but it's worth taking a look at for the 40th birthday of the MREs. And this is not as old, but this it's also not perfect, but it seems to have a better seal. And I want to have something else after that to get rid of that.
How old is this one?
This one is 9361, so I'm guessing 2009, because it can't be 2019 because I've had it longer than that. And I'm pretty sure, like I said, I'm pretty sure Steve 1989 sent this one to me. It was like a little extra in a package he sent of stuff. And I had visions of doing it in some video, but I don't think I'm going to get around to doing that. I got to get rid of this weird feeling on the side of my tongue. So I got to have something that hopefully will be better. And this is kind of cool. Like, I actually haven't seen this before. I'm sure people who have had the MCWs,
RCWs, ration cold weather, have had this, and it's cool that it's one each. There's an oatmeal cookie and a granola bar. I don't know if I can tell the
In
difference.
the same package?
Oh boy.
Ooh.
So these are the meal cold weathers, and the ration cold weathers are meant obviously for cold weather environments. So they have stuff that won't freeze in them. Nothing liquid. They have freeze dried components. Oh, it actually tells you on it. This is the oatmeal cookie.
Outdoor asked how to understand from these numbers the expiration date.
Oh, without going into taking too long and going into too much detail, if you check in my videos, excuse me, I have a video that explains. It's in the MRE Basics playlist for explaining date codes. Basically, the date codes are a four-digit code. The first, I guess I am explaining it. The first number is the year, and the last three numbers are the day of the year that it was packaged. So this was packaged on the 361st day, so towards the end of the year. And then we have the decade dilemma. We have the problem with the fact that they use the four-number code instead of the five-number code. What is it? The Julian date code. The five-number code would say like 19 or 09 or whatever, and it would make it a lot easier. And there's been a lot of people who complain about that. Like, why do they use the four? And the reason is because MREs were never intended to last this long. You know, they're designed to last 3 to 5 years at the outset, like at the most. And if they're not used by then, they're really supposed to be thrown away. And we've seen them last 20, 30, maybe even 40 years. Now, you know, any from 1981 that would still be edible would be 40 years. But they were never meant to last that long. So that's why they went with that. And there are other ways to figure out with like with an MRE, if you have, you know, that this couldn't be from, it doesn't have a date code, but let's say it had one that said like 8. You know, it couldn't be from 2018 or from 2008 because the brown bags were phased out in the 90s. So there's all kinds of different tricks that you can have to figure out what the actual year is. But basically, the 4-digit date code is the first number is the year, and the last three numbers are the day of the year that was packaged. So let's see what we have here. We have the oatmeal cookie. There's not too much to go bad in here, so I mean, it kind of just smells like oil.
Oh boy.
I'm not gonna have you try any of these things,
Yeah,
but
no.
and then this one's the same. I guess because they've been in the same packaging.
They smell exactly the same.
What
That
is- what
has
is
a
this?
little bit more like a cinnamon smell or something.
Oh, this is a granola bar. So I wonder if this actually looks like a. Almost like a raisin or something. I wonder if it. I don't know what that is, but let me give this a little bit of a try. It's pretty desiccated
To
here.
reduce the tingling in the side of your mouth.
Yeah, well, it may add to it. That's kind of gone down with the banquet beer. I keep making this mistake. Instead of putting a little bit in and chewing it so I can spit it out, I just throw it in and start eating it.
Waste not, want not.
Yeah, that's not
That's
not great.
not great. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. This may be the last Valentine's Day we celebrate
Well,
together.
this is kind of cool. At the end of the video, I'm actually checking out stuff that's like really old and things that I normally wouldn't really
Yeah,
get
I
to.
think so.
So I'm gonna.
That just looks like a block of brown sugar.
Yeah, they had cereal bars that look like this, and I don't know if I've ever actually had the oatmeal. Yeah, I guess I have had that, but it's probably gonna taste exactly the same because they've been in the same thing. Because I still have that taste in my mouth from the other one. I'm just gonna give it a little nibble on the corner. Yeah, these definitely. Yeah, it's definitely not great. It has the packaging is kind of I think it's a little bit better actually between the two. This actually I don't actually mind this, but I'm not going to go any more than that.
So outdoor asked. So 9284. Does that mean 2019 or 2009?
Yes, yeah,
2000.
it would depend on. Like if you're looking at an MRE, it would depend on what the packaging was. Let's see if it's 2009. Actually, that is a problem because they changed the designs in 2008, And up until that point, they always changed the bags or the designs in such a way that you could tell what decade it was if you had the date code. But 2009 is the same ones they had in 2019, the same ones they have now. The only difference would be that the ones now, I don't have one handy unfortunately, the ones now under the entree name, like spaghetti with beef sauce, with meat and sauce, under that it would have the name in French. So there is still a way to tell. If it was 2009, it wouldn't have that. If it was 2019, it would have that. But yes, it would be one of those two. Or 19, wait, was it 9? It could be 1999, it could be 1989. So without, if you really didn't know anything else about it other than the date code, it can certainly be confusing.
Mm-hmm.
But one last thing I want to do, and then I guess we'll sign off. I didn't get to really everything, but let me answer the question from earlier, as I read this once again, about the big three, which I appreciate people saying that, because that was when I first started doing this, no one was really doing this regularly. There was MRE Jap, Ms. Spy, and there was quite a few people that had a couple MRE videos, but there weren't really MRE channels or ration review channels. I wish I hadn't eaten that because now my voice is all weird. But after I was doing it for a couple of years, Gundog got in touch with me and introduced himself and said he was thinking of doing reviews. And I was like, yeah, why don't you? Why not? And Kiwi Dude, the third member of the big three, did the same thing. And as a matter of fact, Steve 1989, when he came along, he did the same thing too. And before Steve came along, it really was the three of us were, I'm going to say like, well, we're great, we're the most awesome things in the world, but we really were the ones that were doing it until it became more of a community. Those two guys did a lot more than I did to build it up. And then of course Steve came along and then everything took off. But Kiwi Dude stopped making videos, I want to say, was it 3 years ago now? It could even be 4. And I haven't been in touch with him in a while. Last I knew, he was still doing fine, but he's done with it. He did what he needed to do. Life, I don't want to say life got in the way, but life took precedence. His job, his family. And I've noticed it now that it's been a year. It is kind of tough. It's an inertia kind of thing. Once you stop doing it, it was so natural for me for so long to find the time to film the video and then to sit down and edit it. I would be editing it while everybody else was doing other things. I would just be sitting there on my old computer trying to get all these little bits edited out and then throwing it up, and not throwing it up, but posting it, which would take hours and hours with our slow internet. And it was just the process. And now I just haven't done it in a while, and I forget how to do it almost, But I think that's kind of the case with Kiwi. I'm pretty sure he's gone. I for the longest time, I kept saying I hope he's going to come back, but I think he's done. His videos are still there. His channel's still there, so you can certainly check it out. And then Gundog, he was still posting regularly until 6 months ago? And since I had stopped, he was really the last of us three that was still posting regularly, and I think he's gotten to that. He's got life things that took precedence. And he's got, a couple hundred videos up, more than 100, I'm sure. And he's got other things going on. So I have a feeling he'll be back. I don't really see him not being back, but it's hard to tell. I thought that was with Kiwi Dude. And I think that with myself, too. Who knows? I don't want to say who knows if I'll ever post a regular video again, but I'd like to think I will. I still have 3 or 4 that I did last year that I just haven't gotten around. I think I even did one over the summer. Filmed one. I just haven't gotten around to posting them, editing them, and posting them. So anyway, thank you everybody for being here. We're actually going over 2 hours, and I think this would be a great way to finish it, showing in honor of the 40th anniversary of the MREs from kind of in the earlier days, Desert Shield, August 7th, 1990, not quite 1981, and Desert Storm, January 17th, 1991. This is that mug that I got. I actually bought this off of eBay specifically to use whenever I did reviews of brown bag MREs from the Gulf War times. And I think I used it in 2 videos. And it's been I kind of semi-forgot about it. And Curious Pete had mentioned it in an old Smokey video. I'm pretty sure it was Curious Pete. And So this was just a cool mug and kind of in honor of that stuff and in honor of the old MREs. What you do is you add hot water to it, and it does interesting things. Let me lift the camera up a little bit so I don't have to dump this when I add it. But you can see Saddam Hussein is on one side, and you have two tanks on the other side. You have an M1 U.S. tank and then a Russian tank on the other side. I don't know if it's a T-34, T-62, probably like more like a 34 or something, one of the older ones. And then when you add the hot water, hopefully this is hot enough to get this to work. Oh boy, fill that right up. You mind just grabbing that? Thank you. I don't want to keep you here too long, but Saddam will slowly start to. I'm going to burn myself. Okay, I can turn that back on. Yeah, we'll see. We might have to leave, but basically the Russian tank disappears, and Saddam disappears and is replaced by. Oh yeah, you can see it. He's replaced by an oil rig right here. So it's kind of a cool thing. It's getting blurry here. All right, and then goes Saddam. Bye bye, Saddam. That was a long time ago. And that's hot. And bye bye to the Russian tank. It's turning into a ghost. So the MRE that we reviewed did not come with coffee, which I think is the same case with the genuine halal MREs. They don't come with coffee. I don't know if that's a halal thing or whatever, but it's like a commercial MRE kind of thing. And so what I did do is it also only came with the cappuccino, which is really good. But since it didn't come with a fruit drink, I don't even know where I put it. I brought out a tropical punch fruit drink powder, which I was going to make up. That's why I got this water here. I was actually going to try and do what I used to do on the videos and try and I don't know if you can how it would work on this because this is my phone. But I was gonna drop the powder in there like I did in the old days in the videos. But at this point, hell with it. And I only added 10 ounces instead of 12 ounces because I was going to put a little bit of vodka in there too and make a drink out of that. But now we get the beers and whatever. So thank you so much, everybody. Really appreciate it. I thought the creatures would make more of an appearance. The tiny one, she nodded her head when I asked her a question, but she would not say anything. But at least the elder did come in and brought in the guinea pigs. So I hope everybody enjoyed seeing them. Like I said, you don't usually go to a MRE community video to see pretty things like flowers and to see cute things like guinea pigs, but hopefully everybody enjoyed seeing those things in addition to all this other stuff. Some gooey butter cakes and some old chocolate covered cookies. And speaking of the Gulf War and everything, the nickname for these was track pads because that's what they kind of look like. They look like the track pads for a tank. Just kind of randomly remembered to mention that. And I think we got to most of the stuff. I hope everybody has a good Valentine's Day. I hope everybody's doing okay.
Happy Year of the Ox for those who celebrate.
Year of the Ox for the Lunar New Year, which that starts this year, right? This starts today, right? Yeah. So happy Lunar New Year, happy Chinese New Year, whatever they want to call it, and it's hard to believe it's been just about a year now that we've been into this pandemic thing. That's kind of why I thought it would be okay to do a live stream on a Friday night, because the night when normally people would be out partying and doing stuff, most of us are kind of stuck at home trying to do the smart thing and be safe. My tongue feels normal. There's still a little bit of weird taste in my mouth despite drinking beer. So I'm gonna finish this banquet beer, and then I'll see if the critters want to come out and watch some Cobra Kai. Well, Mrs. G starts to wind down, and hopefully we'll be able to go to sleep.
I am no longer hungry. My wine is halfway gone. I feel comfy and cozy, and I am ready to Netflix and chill. Everybody's been so incredibly sweet.
I should not have eaten this.
Great to see you, Marilyn and Tracy and Sharon and Dub and Old Smokey and
I don't know if Smokey's still here.
Yeah, Smokey was down there.
No, I don't know if he's still here, but if whether he is or not, don't forget tomorrow night, usually 8 o'clock, Smokey will be going live for his regular Saturday live stream. And last week was his first week back after a couple weeks off, which he usually doesn't take because he had some issues. So join Smokey
tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be there for at least part of it. Happy Lunar New Year! Happy 40th birthday to the MRE. It's not the day of it, but it's the year. It would be a year-long celebration. And thank you so much for joining us. And now I have to figure out if I can turn this off. Which
Night, Magnus. Thanks for staying up so late.
oh, Magnus, yeah, thank you. You still here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 1,000,000 there now. Magnus, thank you so much for that package. I'm sorry that it got destroyed.
It was a wonderful package, though. We can't wait to dig into the sweets. It's gonna be
And
amazing.
now we have to figure out how to turn this off. It usually has the end thing, but it doesn't have it now. So let's take another look at Saddam. So you can see he doesn't completely disappear, but he goes away and he's replaced by the oil derrick there. You got Kuwait and Baghdad. And the same thing with the tank doesn't completely disappear, but you can see that's what that does. I'm going to hit this X and see if that turns us off. So good night, everybody. Thank you so much.